there's been a massive campaign against now DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion in the United States. This is an ongoing campaign. And unlike, I think, what a lot of us imagine the sort of, I think when we talk about culture wars, we talk about, oh, people are anti-woke, or they talked about critical race theory. You kind of think it's all sort of hot air. It's all BS. It's all whatever. And we forget that actually, no, there are real world impacts. People, book bans, targeting, trans teens, all that kind of stuff. There are real world impacts to all of this. And the same goes for the attack on diversity, equity, inclusion. One of the things, other than defunding UNRWA until 2025, that was passed in the House budget, their budget that they, the congressional budget just passed, was actually dissolving the House Office of Diversity and Inclusion. That was just rolled in to the government spending bill. Chill, super chill. And this is, again, part of this broader MAGA movement to protect the whites. They got their way with the Supreme Court overturning affirmative action effectively, which we just don't really talk about that much more. But now, if they get their way and they win an election, this is Axios is reporting some of the details here. Trump allies are plotting to go after racists who are racist against white people. Longtime aides and allies preparing for a potential second Trump administration are laying the legal groundwork with a flurry of lawsuits and legal complaints, some of which have been successful. A central vehicle is Stephen Miller's America First Legal, that calls conservatives, called the group conservatives a long-awaited answer to the ACLU. Thank God. The ACLU, which has defended conservatives many times over the years. But anyway, America First cited the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Yep, all of this is a rollback to the Civil Rights Act. We are currently still living in the backlash to the Civil Rights Act. In a lawsuit against CBS and Paramount Global for what it argued was discrimination against a white man who was a writer for the show SEAL Team in 2017. This is very detailed, but Deanne, to give you a sense, this is the kind of minutia that their legal team is going after. A white guy wasn't rehired as a writer on a shitty show, and they're like, oh my God, you hate white people.
Yeah, a military propaganda show, I can only imagine.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Oh, well, number one, they think that the American military is full of DEI, right? And the idea that they would even hire people of color, or women at that matter, to say nothing of how women are treated in the fucking military, excuse me. But anyway, put that aside. They've had success. Miller's group sued to block the implementation of a $29 billion pandemic-era program for women and minority-owned restaurants, saying it discriminated against white-owned businesses. So just in case y'all don't think that, like, people are already being targeted, and the little ways that we try to, like, make up for this country's history of racism or slavery, to be more precise, like, those programs are already being gutted and gone after. More of that. In 2021, a federal judge blocked a $4 billion program to help Black farmers. And earlier this month, another federal judge ruled that the Commerce Department's Minority Business Development Agency was discriminating against white people, and that the program had to be open to everyone. I have so many thoughts on this, but here's my large thought, Deanna, and then I'll let you have at it. I feel as though this is wild. Obviously, anti-white discrimination isn't a thing. I actually feel that even liberals dabble in some of this stuff when they jokingly say, like, oh, I have a kid of color, because like a white person will be like, tell me, like, oh, well, I got my kid is mixed, so at least we'll get into colleges. And it's like, even that to me fucking bothers me. And I know well-meaning people say that shit all the time, and I fucking hate it. But I think more broadly, what this signals to me is that we need programs that are actually universal to all people, because white people can't stop whining. Now, those universal programs will definitely help Black and brown and mostly poor people, disproportionately help those people. But the secret is like, that's our little secret. The open thing is like, it's for everyone. Just like Biden just had a new student debt relief, and that's for everybody. You know, it doesn't matter like in terms of like background or income. It's for everyone. That's the kind of shit we need. We need universal programs, because motherfuckers get so sensitive when something is deliberately targeted for women or Black Americans, and to try and right the systemic and historic wrongs of things like slavery and Jim Crow. Blah.
Yeah. I mean, you at least have some kind of solution. I'm just here like, we need to burn the whole thing down and start over, I guess. And you mentioned in our tech, I'm set up in a natural light here, a window. The light is changing over the course of our hour. I am here as a white person to say that the only thing what white people are under attack from is the sun. Okay. That's it. And it's a big thing, but we can put on sunscreen and deal with it.
I just always thought that was crazy. Like that, you know, the so-called master race that, you know, God chose to rule over everyone can't be in the sun on God's earth.
Yeah.
That rotates around the star of the sun and the chosen. Anyway,
it's almost as if white people are unnatural on this earth. It's almost.
But anyway, it's fucking scary, right? Like, I mean, we saw the ways that, you know, these fake lawsuits get elevated, right? The, you know, Colorado baker, am I confusing, or the Colorado website designer, same-sex couple solicited a woman's website design for their marriage. Never happened. Completely invented. Didn't even happen. And it successfully allowed people to now discriminate based on gender and sexuality. That's the kind of cases that are being heard by our Supreme Court. Anyway, I
just can't stop thinking about like individualism, right? Like if the rule is we can all just like discriminate against anyone based on whatever nutty belief we have, I don't even know where I'm going with that. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of you getting to buy some Supreme Court justices, and you can be like, if you're a cat person, you literally go to prison. So what's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.